Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on the troublesome reign of King John, and we get to hear from Arthur today in Act 2, Scene 1. We've made it to Act 2, hooray, which is about the equivalent of Act 4, Scene 3 in Shakespeare's version, so maybe this will be a shorter act than the first one. But the most recent stuff that has happened, John was recoronated, much to the confusion of the nobles surrounding him, and before he could pardon Arthur, which the nobles wanted him to do, he saw these 5 moons in the sky that the prophet said just symbolized countries, but the prophet also predicted that King John would lose his crown by Ascension Day, which made John very angry, and he said, I'm not going to release Arthur anymore because I don't trust anybody, and the prophet needs to die. And then he asked Hubert what's up, and Hubert's like, well, yeah, I put Arthur's eyes out like you told me to, which he didn't, and then shortly thereafter Arthur died, which he didn't. And John's like, great. And the nobles are like, boo hiss. That's a bad idea, that we don't believe in you anymore. And John had a monologue yesterday where he was like, you know, if Arthur's still alive, then he's still a threat to my claim to the throne, but if he's dead, the entire country hates me. So this is an awful position for me to be in. And he starts yelling at Hubert, but then Hubert eventually caves and says, you know what, I didn't actually kill him. He's fine. I didn't touch a hair on his head. Arthur is fine. He's still alive. And John's like, okay, maybe I can salvage this. And that was the end of Act 1, Scene 13, the end of Act 1. Top of Act 2, we are at a castle somewhere in England, and Arthur enters by himself on top of the castle wall. So, you know, imagine a wall surrounding the entire castle area. He's standing up on top of that wall, and he says, now help, good hap, to further mine intent. Cross not my youth with any more extremes. I venture life to gain my liberty, and if I die, world's troubles have an end. Fear gins to sway the strength of my resolve. My hold will fail, and then alas, I fall. And if I fall, no question, death is next. Better desist and live in prison still. Prison, said I, nay, rather death than so. Comfort and courage come again to me. I'll venture, sure. 'Tis but a leap for life. And then he jumps off the wall and falls, and he's bruised, and his bones are broken, and he's knocked out for a little bit. And when he wakes up again, he's by himself, and he says, oh, who is nigh? Somebody take me up. Where is my mother? Let me speak with her. Who hurts me thus? Speak, ho, where are you gone? Oh, me. Poor Arthur, I am here alone. Why called I mother? How did I forget? My fall hath killed my mother's son. How will she weep at tidings of my death? My death indeed, oh God, my bones are burst. Sweet Jesu, save my soul. Forgive my rash attempt. Comfort my mother. Shield her from despair. When she shall hear my tragic overthrow, my heart controls the office of my tongue. My vital powers forsake my bruised trunk. I die. Heaven take my fleeting soul. And Lady Mother, all good hap to thee. And then he dies. So poor tragic Arthur, he walks out on this wall hoping to free himself, thinking that if he can just jump safely down from the wall, then he'll be free. But he looks and he sees that it's a lot higher than he thinks it is, and he convinces himself, if I jump, I'm going to die, so I shouldn't do that. I should go back in and continue to be held prisoner. But then he's like, what? Wait, no, I shouldn't go back to prison. I'm going to do this. I can jump. I'll land. It'll be fine. And he jumps off and gets very badly injured, and he knocks himself out for a minute. But he wakes up, and then he's like, where's my mom? Where's my mom? And who's hurting me? Why do I hurt so much? And then he realizes he's by himself, and the fall has broken enough of his bones and caused enough damage that he is now going to die. And he weeps for his mother, for when she will learn of his death, and he prays for safe passage to the good place for his soul, and then he dies. And then Pembroke and Salisbury and Essex come in, because remember, they're mad at John because they think that John had Arthur killed, which at the time Arthur was still alive, but now within the last minute that has changed. But they have come because they want to find Arthur's grave and pay their respects. But instead of finding his grave, they find his body, and they are mortified at what they see, because they think that they think that Hubert had killed him, but then somebody just like chucked his body outside of the wall and didn't give him a proper burial, and he's just there for like the beasts to feed on, just a body that's there. And Essex is going to have some words about that whole situation in a monologue tomorrow. So I will see you then. Mwah.